Hey guys, welcome. This is Mark, Crypto Boy in Oz. It is Saturday. It's the 31st of July. It's the end of the month. The Bitcoin futures closed. Yesterday or really early this morning because I'm in Australia. Obviously, the futures are closing on Friday in the US. And it's been a miss. Like sometimes the weekends and when futures close at the end of the month, the price has tanked. It's been kind of a catalyst in a way that it can go up or down, and it has frequently gone down. Sometimes it's gone up, and I think there was a bit of hesitation in the market to see what was actually going to happen yesterday, today being Australia, and over the weekend generally. But I think it's been quite a surprise, really, because it's not only not gone down, it's actually gone up. And what I'm finding even more surprising is, well, before I go there, I've got 32 subs. And I think a couple of these subs have actually come from a Telegram group where I'm joined in my Giro wallet Telegram group, because I posted my video I did on Giro wallet last week, and I've had a few comments saying that they like the video and they're going to subscribe to the channel. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. And also for one of the followers, well, one of the comments I got on there was from Marco Garcia, and he's put that forehead's brighter than my future. So I've turned the lighting down. I've got like 3 lights, and I've turned the settings down on them all. So hopefully there's not as much of a glare now going back at the screen. So yeah, 32 subs. So that's amazing. We're slowly growing the channel. I think it'll start going up and up and up as the crypto market starts going up and up and up. And possibly, I think a lot of channels start going parabolic as Bitcoin goes back parabolic. And I think during the bear market, when nothing's happening, is when you've not got many followers at all. But probably creating the channel now as we're starting going up towards the end of the year and start getting more subs watching the channel. It's probably a good way to accumulate followers, and then during the bear market we can just be depressed together and do lots of boring videos on what is not happening. But yeah, and just getting back to Bitcoin. Like, I mean, this, you've got to say, right? You've got to say, if you understand charts, and when you look back and we're saying we've had 8 consecutive green candles. Now, someone was saying, I can't think who it was, but someone mentioned that we've not beat the record. We've not gone to 9 green candles, but I'd argue the fact we have, because look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then here's the one. Here's the turning point. 9. The 9. Well, we were no higher and no lower. We were basically finished exactly the same as the previous day. So that, in my eyes, is still bullish. It isn't a downward trend. So now we've actually had day 10. Think about it. We've had 10 consecutive days. Now, without digging deep, we've only ever had 5 days. I think it's 5 days where we've had 8 consecutive candles. So 9, I'm not sure how many we've had. I think we've had 3. Have we actually had 10 days of consecutive candles? And for all the people out there that have been trying to trade this market and thinking that the price is going to obviously reverse, which it has to. I mean, believe me, it has to. Candles, prices don't just keep going up. They can't. It's impossible. They can't keep going up and up and up. They've got to retest like previous highs or previous lows. They've got to kind of retest. So I think the first one where people were probably like, here we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, maybe this 6th candle here. I think a lot of people that were trading would probably thought, oh, we're gonna be retesting around 35 to 36,000, and I reckon a lot of people were kind of coming out of the trades and going into fiat or USDC and expecting it to come back down to these levels. And I think they've just got to wait, really, because you don't want to jump back in when the candles are still going up. But now it's getting to the point where you're looking at where it is now, this 41,400 mark. And then you're looking at this previous high here of around 36,000. The thing that what I get concerned about is now, if we finish on this daily candle now, which is we're not long enough into it. I think we've got about another 16 hours or so on this daily. But if we finish above 41, right here now, if we finish above 41,200, I think it's quite worrying for anyone that kind of went into fiat or went into USDC or any stable coin around here, because is it going to retrace this far? Like, is it going to go from 41 back down to like 35? It's hard to say, because I mean, it could do, but now it's got this kind of new support here. If it finishes on this daily, if it finishes above this, this is like a new support line, and another very important support line. I'll just zoom out because this is going to like form some kind of resistance. But if you look at this trend line now, so this is the high, this is the peak of the bull run. So Bitcoin got up to 64,700, and then it had a lower high, which was a dead giveaway, really. This lower high, and well, if you look here, I'm just unrelated to what I'm actually talking about, but if you look at the very top, and it was 64.6, and then it went down here, and it had a lower low. So this is the previous low here. I mean, you could argue that this is the previous low, which it isn't. If you actually look here, then this particular, it's had two previous lows. So it had a lower low to this low here, and then it come back up periodically, which was a lower high, and then it had a lower low to this previous low, and then it come back up and it had a lower high. And I think, I mean, hindsight is a wonderful thing, but anybody that was probably really good at trading and they've got lots of experience, I think a lot of people here would have or should have been pulling money out and going into stable coins, because look what happened next. Look what happened. I mean, it went from 59k down to what, 29? Massive drop. Anyway, that's not what I was meaning by that, but I just obviously picked up on it as I looked at it. So if you look at the trend line from the highest high to then the lower high, and now you're following it through, and we're actually heading our way up to this trend line, which we're probably going to hit some resistance when we get to it. If we break through this, this is so bullish, so bullish. And I mean, if we can finish on this daily candle above 41, above this yellow line, 41,394. It doesn't have to be exactly that, but if we have a finish of a daily candle above that, and then over tomorrow we can get above this trend line, then it is such bullish news. And then from there, I mean, we go up, and then we can come back down. We might go up, and we might. This could be our new support. We could bounce off that and retest that. And then if this plays out, like if this plays out here, I don't actually think at that point we'll be coming down. We'll be coming down to these previous levels. Like, I really don't. Like, if you look at these previous, like, kind of possible support lines, but because you've got this key support level here, if we can finish above this on the daily, and then you've got this trend line here, which is forming, obviously, if we break it, then that's formed a new trend line, which is then giving a new support line. And in fact, I'll just going to extend. Just going to extend this. So if you look what I've done here, so you've got this horizontal support, but then you've got this trend line support. So then it's giving you a new direction. So you've always got this horizontal support line to follow, but then going down, you've got this trend line. So it's allowing it to go down a little bit less. I'll just pull this down. So as time goes on, as the days and weeks progress, even though you want to keep above this horizontal trend line, which is obviously more bullish, but then as time goes on, you've got this like decreasing trend line. But if it stays above that, like if it comes off, if we end up going back down later on, like this could be like in a week, 2 weeks time, and it's still got this, which is like offering support. So then you can bounce off it again lower down. So you can go a little bit lower, but you've got this new line. And again, I'm not a trader. Well, I do trade a little bit, but not a lot because I'm not really very good at it. I've just actually, I set some sell orders for Thorchain because I bought in at $3.30 and then I bought again at $3.50 and it's shot up. And I actually looking at the charts. I'll just go to where are we? Here we are. So what's it doing? I think I might have made the right call. Can you say I'm not an expert at trading view? So look at the volume. Look at the volume. What's been pumping into RUNE? It's been phenomenal. But look at the daily. So at the daily, we're at the top of the stock at the stock RSI, which tells you over the next few days to a week, it's planning on coming down. We'll go on the 4-hour chart. It's still not oversold. It's approaching 80. So who knows? That's over the next couple of days. Just jump on the hourly. Sometimes I don't pronounce my H's. So look, we're oversold. It's above 80 on the stack RSI. It's looking like it's coming down. And look what's happening. It's coming down. I tied it perfectly. Hopefully this one will pay off for me. So what I did, in fact, I'll jump back to the daily. This is not what I intended on showing you, but right, basically, when I was looking at the daily candles and looking at the support, and I was looking at where it's actually been going up to. So I actually put a sell order in. Actually, I don't know why I said actually. I mean 580 for I think 100 RUNE. I actually had a sell order in at 530, and I was looking at this the support here, and I sold 100 at 530, and then I thought, oh my god, I set that way too low, and I had another one in play at 585, no 590. I had another one in play at 590, so I sold another 100 at 590, and then I thought, right, I'm going to set another one for 300 at 665. So I set another one at 665 for 300 RUNE, because I'm looking at this support and I think I can't see it getting up to 750, but I've got another one for another 100 Thorchain to be sold at 760. Just in case it went up even more, because I'm expecting a pullback around the 530 mark around here. I mean, it might not be. That's just some expectation that I've kind of got looking at this kind of support, because I'm looking at this bigger drop here, which I think went a bit fast, and then looking at your previous lows here. So I kind of gone somewhere in the middle. So I set a buy order for 500 at 535, and if that comes off, I'll have made 75 RUNE. 75 RUNE. Now that is a good trade in anyone's books. I've not done the percentages, but to make 75 RUNE just through 3 trades, setting sell orders, incrementing, going up to what I timed perfectly the top, just by chance. And that's what I love about setting limits, setting limit orders. It's amazing because you just you kind of set them and forget them, and then when you get an email saying they've sold, like to be honest, the first one at 5:30, I'm thinking, oh my. Well, when I got the 5:30 one, I didn't see it straight away. So when I checked it, I think it was over $6. I'm like, oh god, so I could have let it go higher. And then the next one triggered. So then I thought, oh, that's all right. So it's gone up, and then the next one triggered at 660, and I'm like, oh my god, so it's really rocketed. And I know it's got to pull back. It can't. It shot up so fast. I mean, it shot. I mean, come on, it's gone from $3 to over $6. It's doubled in value. And on the hourly chart, it's over. It's well, on the daily, it's oversold. But that's like really the daily is like for the next 3, 4, 5 days. So it's the hourly one that I was looking at that kind of said to me like, okay, you've got on the hourly. It's been going along 2 days now. At 2 days oversold, like really like high up on this stock RSI. So I'm expecting this pullback, and lo and behold, it started coming back down. So let's see where it comes down to. So interested to see. So I can't believe like this week it's been so bullish. And I mean, if we look at CMC, and you've got it's 24 hour, 7 days, 30 days year to date, pretty much all green. And obviously, if you're just new to the space and you don't know much about crypto, you kind of disregard Tether because it's just a stable coin, which means it's pegged to whatever native currency it's set to, which is USDT. So obviously, Tether, USDC don't really change. But I mean, for 7 days, it's 22% up. ETH is 13% up. We've had some really good over the last week. We've had some really good gains. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people, including myself, they're still down on their initial investment just because of when they got into the market. So I mean, I've said this before, but I think anyone that's got in from January are probably still down. They might be kind of getting borderline back to where they started now. Or depending on what you invested in, you could be better off. But I think on average, most people will probably be still down a little bit, or breaking even more or less. I love the heat map. I really like this because I just love. I'm a visual person. So if someone gives me instructions. Not really very well. Not very good at them. Give me visual instructions, or give me something visual to look at, and it's much more easier to form an opinion and work something out, like come to some kind of conclusion. Unless it's an IKEA instruction manual where they're just absolutely downright awful. But yeah, I mean, pretty good, isn't it? Pretty darn good. Now, obviously, for the daily, it's not. You might be thinking it's not brilliant, which it's not. But if you consider, it's the end of the month. It was the last Friday of the month yesterday. Bitcoin futures have expired. What normally transpires, or what can transpire after the end of the month, when this happens and it's weekend, often the price does come down. And at this very moment, like when I just go back to Bitcoin, like considering, and go back to the daily. So when I look at this chart now, and I think all the green candles what we've had going up and up, and it's all been accumulating. It's all been coming to a head where it's been working its way towards the weekend. Bitcoin futures expiring, and when you look down here, look at the volume. The volume isn't massive. Now, if you look back 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks, it's higher than it was then. But if you go back like 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, it's kind of on par. It's not massive, but if you look at like the volume for yesterday and the day before, it would have been easy for the big whales to manipulate and to sell off and drop the price, and that hasn't happened. And it's kind of making me think: are they ready now for the price to start going up? Are they ready for confidence to be back, to come back to the retail investor? Because at the end of the day, even though you've got your big institutions and hedge funds and what have you, and your corporations that are doing massive purchases, getting Bitcoin on the balance sheets, it's the retail around the world which is going to pump and drive the price up. So have the whales and the institutions which have been manipulating the price over the last 3 months, pretty much, have they kind of come to the conclusion now that, okay, we've picked up everything that we can, we're not going to go any lower than 29,000? Because I actually think when we dropped down to 29 on this spike and people started buying up, and then again they tried again on the 8th of June, didn't work, didn't get down that far because the buying pressure were too much, and again they tried on the 22nd of June, and then again on the 20th of July. And after all these attempts at trying to get the price lower, and they've failed pretty much. They've not got it any lower because the buying pressure's too much. Have they actually thought, okay, we're not going to get it as low as we wanted it, so we're just going to let the market pretty much decide what it wants to do on its own and just leave it be? Because I just thought maybe there's a possibility that the price could have had another attempt at coming down lower to lower lows, but that doesn't look like it's happening. And maybe, just maybe, this is the change that we've been waiting for. Now, there's so many crypto YouTubers out there that have kind of been saying we're going to go lower. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a higher high, a higher low, but the consensus of many crypto YouTubers is that we are going to go lower, and maybe 65k was the top. But then on the other hand, you've got like Sheldon the Sniper from Crypto Banter, and he's more bullish, and he's thinking that we are going to break these resistance levels, and we're going to go through them, and we are going to retest and go up to higher highs for the end of the year, and break higher highs and probably go up to 100k. I do think we are going to go higher. How high? I mean, 100k, 150k. I think the thing is what the expectations are of the price to go up, say, to 100k. Now, I don't think that can anticipate like the blow off top, which is retail investors that FOMO in. Because if you think about 2017, how it went absolutely parabolic, because retail was just jumping in at the very end. But if you think about the people that were interested in crypto in 2017 to the people that are interested in crypto now, and the media attention that it has, and then the institutions, the corporations, the countries that are actually invested in Bitcoin, it must it must be 100x on the people that invested in 2017. The people that are going to invest towards the end of this bull run, it's got to be 100x more than that, because there's so much more coverage and interest in crypto as a whole. So I could easily see if like the manipulators or the people that are kind of trying to get the price up of anticipating, say, an 100k Bitcoin price, I actually think that 100k could easily become 150k. The hard thing is knowing when to actually take money out, because obviously if you've got in like now and you've made massive gains, it's knowing when to actually take money out and be happy with what you've got, because you don't want to see it ride up to the top and then be greedy and not realise that, okay, you should have took some profits out, and then it's going to come steaming back down again, and you could end up in the same place where you are now. That's not what you want to do. So I'm going to start, I think when it gets to 100k, Bitcoin, whatever other coins I've invested in, I'm going to start pulling some coins out into stable coins, and gradually, as it starts going higher, start pulling more out, and hopefully try and time the top. The most difficult thing to do is time the top and time the bottom, but time the top, because if you think about it, when you look at charts and like now you can form trend lines and you can like form support, you've got resistance, you got like your diagonal support, and then you've got your horizontal support. But once you go above all-time highs, you don't really have the same, because they don't really doesn't really work the same. Like I say here now, you form a trend line. Like when you do it in reverse, it doesn't work, because you're predicting what you think is the price going to go higher, but you can't use a chart in reverse to have trend lines, because it's not happened yet. It's the future. It's not, you're not going on, because basically the trend lines go off the past, what's happened previous to it, like where are supports, where are resistance. So there's no metric really for actual predicting where the price is going to go. So trying to time the top is impossible. So you've just got to do your best you can and kind of not feel too bad that when you cash out and then the price doubles and you could have had way more money. But I think we're a bit off that. I think that's going to be towards November, December, and I mean it could go longer. I mean, what I think what I'm going to do is take out profits as I go, but I'm going to leave a little bit in just to see how high it can go. So I'm going to always have some in, and even when it's going, even if it goes parabolic, where the returns you're getting are just absolutely out of this world. The absolutely life changing returns. I'm still going to leave some in. I'm not going to pull everything out just to see how high it keeps going. But yeah, that's just me. So yeah, it's Saturday. I mean, I know in the US you're just waking up now and it's Saturday morning, but I think if you're waking up now in the US and you're looking at these prices, you're probably thinking, geez. I mean, no, you'll not be waking up yet. It's only 3 o'clock in the morning. So if you're in the UK, you'll just be waking up. Like later on this evening here, you'll be waking up in the morning, and you'll probably be quite surprised what the prices are at. I mean, 41.5K now for Bitcoin. It's Saturday. The futures have expired. Yeah, it's pretty exciting times, and this is what I like looking at as well. See how I like visual, love visual. So you've got, how long have I been recording? Am I recording? Oh, please tell me I'm 28 minutes. That's not bad. I want to keep it under 35 minutes if I can. So, fear and greed. Now, 2 weeks ago, this was between 0 and 10. It was low. It was as low as you can pretty much get, to be honest. It was pretty bad. Look how it's changed. Now it's 60. Now, when it gets to like 90 and 100, this is a good indicator. Like that, maybe, just maybe, we're at the top of the market. Now you've got to use some other metrics as well. You've got to apply a bit of common sense and look at the prices of things. But when this green needle gets down to like close to 100, you can pretty much kind of speculate that we've gone parabolic and we could be close to a top. So something worth bearing in mind. So the saying goes, when people are greedy, be fearful, or when people are fearful, be greedy. So like if everyone's being greedy, you've got to think, well, maybe it's time to start taking some profits and starting to sell stuff. And when most people are being fearful, which is when the price is crashing and people start selling, then completely wrong. I love it. When the price has crashed, I love it, because I just think I've got to find more money and got to buy more. Giro wallet is prime example. I started buying it at 30 cents. And it started going down, so I think I started buying it at 20 cents. 19, 17, 15, 14. And then my last big purchase was at 11 cents. And most people panic and sell. So when they're fearful, that's when you want to be greedy. You want to be digging deep, finding some cash, finding some money or trying to hustle and do a bit of side hustling to find some cash to buy when the prices are really low. So it's a good indicator. So at the minute, I think things are looking pretty good. And you know as well as I do in crypto, that can change in a heartbeat. Just wanted to play this as well. I noticed this pop up yesterday, so just want to play this. I love Michael Saylor because he's so bullish on Bitcoin. He puts his money where his mouth is. He invests in it. He's thinking long term, and he's a good advocate. Now that could change in the future, but I don't think Michael's going to be selling Bitcoin anytime soon because it's property. It's what would you swap it for? Like if you wanted to leave wealth to your children, you're not going to leave them cash, are you? Like you're not going to give them cash. You're going to be giving them property, businesses, or digital Bitcoin, digital assets, which is Bitcoin. So yeah, let's listen to this. I found it pretty interesting.
Look, Bitcoin is digital real estate. People are starting to realize that it's better than real estate. It's scarcer. It's not taxed the same way that real estate's taxed. You can take it to any state and any country. And they used to say you can't take it with you. You literally can take it with you to the grave if you want. And so it's enormously appealing to people that are looking for economic security right now. And that's an incredibly powerful trend.
That's it, isn't it? You can take it with you if you want to do. But yeah, it's pretty interesting statement there. And digital real estate is exactly what it is. And do you want to sell it? Will you use Bitcoin like as cash? No one's going to use Bitcoin as cash ever, because the thought of buying something, were in 5 years' time, that could have gone up 10x or 100x. It make you sick. And it's not. And the thing is, as well, it's not just Bitcoin; it's all crypto. So I kind of think of all cryptos exactly the same. Like Bitcoin, they say it's like a store of value, but most cryptos you're buying for store of value because you're buying it because you know it's going to go up in price. Or if you're invested well, you know it's going to go up in price. So even if you had anything like Cardano, XRP, Chainlink, DOT, doesn't matter what you have. Like if you could get a crypto.com credit card or debit card, which has got all your assets on it, would you be actually really spending it? Would you want to go to the shop and do your weekly shop and pay for it in like Cardano? I think you'd have to be absolutely mental, because as of right now, the price is only going to go up. And then if it goes down, that's even worse. Because if it goes down, you want to keep hold of what you've got. You don't want to end up with nothing, because that means you've had your say you had $500 worth of Cardano, and it goes up. It might go up to whatever amount, or it might stay the same. You buy something with it, and it's gone. So if the price goes down, as well as goes up, if the price goes either way, you've actually got rid of it. So you haven't got anything. So your losses have actually become real at that point, because you've completely cashed out. So yeah, I love Michael Saylor. He's a legend. Look at this. I found this pretty interesting as well. Report says 500,000 Bitcoin mining rigs could be moved to Paraguay, talking like a yank, in the wake of China's ban. The country has 5,500 megawatts of surplus renewable energy already powering over 90,000 machines. Now, this is, I mean, think about this. I mean, they talk about Bitcoin being not energy efficient, which is not true. I mean, it was already pretty energy efficient for the countries that were using sustainable energy, because at the end of the day, people want to people want to make as much money as possible, and they do that by setting up mining rigs in the cheapest possible place where they get cheap electricity, and cheap electricity is normally through renewable sources. But yeah, if Paraguay obviously has a lot of people coming over to set up the mining rigs, then Bitcoin is going to be so energy efficient that it's going to be better for the environment than it's going to be better than it already is by a long shot. It's already got over 90,000 machines. I mean, that is, if you look at, I mean, if you read that statement, it has 5,500 megawatts surplus renewable energy. So at the minute, if that's not being used, it's just being wasted. So they've got to get these miners over there to benefit from all this wasted energy. So yeah. The Wolf of All Streets. Damn son. Daily close above 42k. Can't get better, can you? You're getting a daily close above 42k. This head and short, this Bart Simpson head now, it's slowly changing. Well, look, I mean, look where we're getting back to now. Like, if you look at this, where we actually got to there, it was higher than this high that we had back in June. June, is it? When is this? It's not June. Oh, January. Sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Sorry, I thought that actually said June then. I thought, oh, definitely not June. Yes, on 21st of January, that was the all-time high at that point. And then obviously we had the drop, and then it's gone up, then it went up since. But now that high, that all-time high that we had there, now we've actually broke that all-time high. So say if we finish above that, if we finish above this horizontal trend line, that is super, super, super bullish. So I just wanted to touch on this. Benjamin Cohen has said, what happens first for ETH? 2,000 or 3,000? Well, I voted 3,000. I'm with the majority. I actually think ETH is easily going to hit 3k before it drops back down to 2k. And this 10 daily green candles in a row for Bitcoin feels pretty good. What would 11 days feel like? I don't know, Ben. Even better, I suppose. It's pretty bullish, innit? If you think we can get 11 green candles in a row, I'm gonna have to fact check and go back and see the last time we got 10 green candles. But 11 green candles is pretty. I think 10 is 10 a record. I don't know. We'll have to look back at that. Something I wanted to just touch on quickly before I go, because I'm at 38 minutes. I'm over. Gary V just paid 3.7 million for a CryptoPunk. Now he's obviously got more money than sense, because seriously, 3.7 million for a CryptoPunk. I mean, I know he believes in the NFT space. He's like a big advocate for crypto and NFTs specifically. I mean, 3.7 million for crypto. Now, what does that tell you? Apart from he's got too much money, he's got more money than sense, I'd say. It tells you that we're in a bullish environment. We're in a bullish time. We're not in a bull. We're not going down. We're not in a bear market. Because if we're in a bear market, would Gary V be spending 3.7 million on NFTs, on one NFT, on a CryptoPunk? I don't think so. It's stories like this that make you glad you're in the space. Does for me anyway. Anyway, I'm not keeping any more of your time. Thank you so much for watching. 32 subs. Over the moon. I really am over the moon. And just for any of you Giro fans out there, and if you're not a Giro fan, what the hell? What the hell? You need to get in on Giro. Like, seriously, you need to get in on it. So for all you Giro fans, next week I'm going to be, well, what date? 31st. I think I'm getting some info from Giro on the 8th and 9th, thereabouts. So if I get time, in fact, what day is it then? One sec. The 9th. The 9th, when is that? That's a Monday. If I get time, I'm hoping if I get time on like the 9th and I can do a video, then I'm going to do a video. I don't want to wait till the weekend because it's like, it's 4 or 5 days off. And in the crypto universe, that's like a month. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a new video on Giro with some new updates that are coming out. There's a lot of activity, what's happening with Giro. There's a lot of announcements that are going to be coming out. The wallets are going to be available for testing for us to, I think, send ADA to and from and get the wallets, like use the wallets and see what it's all about. So yeah, that's that. If you like the video, smash the like button because it lets every other crypto enthusiast out there see my channel, because YouTube will show it. Subscribe to the channel. Tell any friends that you've got, if they're into crypto, to subscribe to the channel, because they'll be like you and they'll be like me. We're in it together. We started with very little investment. This is a debut channel for me. I've got 32 subs. I'm not a millionaire. I still go to work for a living. And remember, there's a crypto boy in every single one of you. Even you bloody girls.